Da 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 da. The name is Mohan. Hit the Mohan. Slowly, I crept into Miss Belskis' English class. Hiding my face in my copy of Great Gatsby, I sat down in the back of the room, waiting, until she walked in. Maggie McFadden. You see, sophomore year, I had my hardest mission yet. It had all started with a question I was posed during the summer by calculus wizard Mr. Sohn. Who do you want to get to know better this year? Only one person came to mind. I wanted to make Maggie McFadden my best friend. Dragging her chair next to mine in English class, that year I took careful observation after observation. And my final conclusion? Y'all, there is no one out there that can compare to the kindness-infused Maggie McFadden. Sure, she astounds us daily in class with her unflappable demeanor and brilliant intelligence, but this is also the same girl who not only sat through an hour and a half of hers presentations, but also texted each of us thoughtful commentary. This is the same girl who will help you in every class, not because she has to, or because she knows what's going on, because she does, but because she wants to. Maggie, it is a great privilege to stand up here today and call you a friend, a best friend. You have made our years at St. Mary's shine brighter with your light, and I know what you're about to say will do the same. So please help me welcome our Honor Council President, the light of our grade, the truly impossible to sum up, Maggie Eastburn McFadden.
Through my 2-year-old eyes, the towering shelves of Kroger that funneled shoppers through the endless aisles of goods were a heavenly playground just for me. Each aisle formed a perfect racetrack. The eye-level shelves offered free, easy snacks if I got hungry while my mom shopped. And the general chaos of carts and shoppers provided an abundance of opportunities to lead my mom on many fun chases as I raced down the aisles. Indeed, I was not exactly what you would call an angel child, as my reign of terror upon the grocery store left many onlookers astonished and my mother frazzled. Because of this extreme, uncontrollable energy I demonstrated a few too many times on those Kroger trips, I soon had to be combated by a truly unbeatable power, a leash. Similar to a dog, unfortunately, early on, I too required a harness and leash on every outing during my prime toddler years. Not only that though, I further had to be triple knotted into every single cart, all in an effort to preserve my safety and my mom's sanity. At last, my mom could relax with my tiny legs and arms now restricted to the cart, no longer able to run away and take bites of any snack of my choosing. When I tell people now that I was once a leash kid, I am almost always met with great surprise as they struggle to imagine me with such exuberant, uncontrollable energy and natural rambunctiousness. I can't blame them though, since finding such wild traits in me became nearly impossible as soon as I started school. In fact, my pre-K teachers described me as having a sweet, quiet nature, along with being thoughtful and considerate and always desiring to do the right thing. With this stellar pre-K report card, I'm sure you can imagine my parents' great surprise. Quiet, considerate, trying to do the right thing? This was not the future juvenile delinquent they had struggled to control for the past 3 years. Although this drastic change in behavior might seem baffling, I actually have a simple explanation. It all came down to starting at the school where my dad was a teacher. For those of you who might not know, my dad is Dr. McFadden, also known as DMF, the guy who knows like 10 languages, and, though I shudder to say it, even Patty Mac. He started working at St. Mary's years before I was even born, so from infant to toddler to finally student, I was always a familiar sight at St. Mary's, even if just in my stroller rolling down the hallways. Because of this, though, when it was my time to enroll, I instinctively felt this new pressure to be the perfect child and model student. With my dad always close by, I never wanted to disappoint or embarrass him, but also it's not like I could get away with anything anyway. I felt the perceived weight of higher expectations and was always mindful of the extra set of eyes on me. Nevertheless, I'm actually incredibly thankful for this unique situation because it forced me to develop a valuable skill that I have carried with me throughout all my years at St. Mary's. That is, learning how to channel my natural rambunctious energy from my leash days in Kroger in new ways to allow me to thrive. In this case, I redirected that wild, exuberant quality into a determined drive to be the best student I could be, and this time without a leash to control me. Despite the initial success I found in this redirection of my energy, I was forced to learn a hard lesson along the way. I vividly remember a period of about a month in 6th grade where I cried every day and begged my parents to homeschool me, all because I was so terrified of failing at St. Mary's. While obviously in retrospect this is quite absurd and irrational, at the time I had channeled all my energy a little too far in the direction of academic achievement and perfectionism. Since I'm here before you today though, clearly my master plan to escape St. Mary's and be homeschooled did not work, but I definitely did learn the immense value of balancing that energy across a variety of outlets. And I'm glad to say after all these years, I feel I have finally found that balance as I've discovered passions and ways to channel my energy through SMCF, Honor Council, swimming, running, and more to juggle alongside the academic rigor of St. Mary's. But to go back to my years on the leash, if you had told my parents at the time that their daughter would be a quiet, attentive, and driven student who would eventually become Honor Council president, they probably would have passed out right there on the spot. However, I think my experiences truly show the power of adapting without relinquishing your natural qualities, just transforming them in a way to suit your environment. It was a skill I didn't even know I had developed until I looked back years later, but recognizing it now makes me eager to share its advantages. So I want to encourage you all to be mindful of how you direct your innate energy. Sometimes different situations can require new redirections of that energy, but as I've learned, all that means is learning to channel and express your natural qualities in the ways that allow you to thrive in your particular environment. Although it might seem difficult to work through and figure out, it truly can help you tremendously in the long run if you just take the time to reflect on it. And trust me, if the wild leash kid could learn to do it, so can you. Thank you.